First, we learn the most heroic examples in labor history. 2, we pull the covers off white supremacist betrayals of black labor. And 3, what Allen argues is we're able to really get at the roots and origin of this white race with that understanding going on. Harrison leaves the Socialist Party in 1914 over white supremacy. It's unfortunate that we didn't know much more about him for the last 60 or 70 years, because when he leaves, he utters one of the most profound but least heeded criticisms in the history of the left in this country. He writes, "The Socialist Party, like the labor movement, has insisted on white race first and class after. It put the white race first before class." Very profound criticism. It's too bad we weren't pondering that much more seriously for the last 80, 90 years. And it leads us right to Allen and his work on what is this white race thing, right? So this is Allen. This is around the time he's finishing the invention of the white race, I would say. He's finishing it in his 70s. Sean? We're going quickly now, right? Allen lives from 1919 to 2005. He's a working class intellectual activist, a former coal miner, factory worker, teacher, postal worker, librarian. He originates the white skin concept in 1965. Forget all this stuff that you've been being told about knapsacks and 1986 and 87 and all. He originates the concept in 65. It's so influential that the New York Times is writing in 1969 how SDS is waging a national campaign against white skin privilege. And Allen's analysis of white skin privileges that we're going to see is far different from what comes along later. And it's got to do with class and the understanding of the white race. He originates the invention of the white race analysis in 1974-75 in this pamphlet, which again is available online. I'll show you where in a second. And then over the next 20 years develops it into his 2-volume work, Invention of the White Race. Volume 1, and Allen is very careful with his terminology and his words, so they're not thrown out loosely. Volume 1, Racial Oppression and Social Control. Volume 2, The Origin, and I'm going to explain why he uses origin of racial oppression in Anglo-America. Here, if you have paper and pencil, but if you go to my webpage, you'll get all this. The webpage is simply www.jeffreybperry.net, my name. I think on the Breakfast Forum page you can link to it. Much of what we're going to discuss about the development of his thought, but in much greater detail, is in this article that I did a while ago. It started out as 2,500 words for a publication called Daedalus and wound up to be 117 pages. Very serious analysis, Harris and Allen. Available for free. Allen also, we're talking about the invention of the white race. After he finished Volume 1 originally in 1994, Volume 2 in 1997. 1998, he does a summary of the 2 volumes in 2 parts. They're each 50 pages long. They're available online from Cultural Logic, which is an online publication. You can get them off my webpage. Again, everything free as we command it. This pamphlet, we did a new edition, 2006. We have it here, $3 if you want that. Hard copy, free online. Amongst his other writings, I just want to call your attention to, and these again are all available online, free. White Blind Spot, 1967, that's the real pioneer publication, and that was combined with this article, Can White Workers Crossed Out Radicals Be Radicalized in 1969? That's the article which so influenced SDS and much of the new communist movement in the next few years. White Supremacy in U.S. History, again influencing the new communist movement. Critical review of Edmund Morgan. I'm going to get into who Morgan is and why this is important. In Defense of Affirmative Action and Employment Policy. Race, Ethnicity, History in the 2000 Census, about Latinos in the Hispanic category. You'll find it very interesting. And a critical review of David Roediger's Wages of Whiteness. I really recommend people look at it. Next.